when I was doing my homework on the interviews before I interviewed you.
Just the facts, man.
All right, so let's talk about this idiot that's trolling your ass. This guy Joe,
this old man, the old pervert.
Now I hate to even give him attention, but like I really want to put him on the spot because
I'd like to welcome right now to MSTV, all the way from the Garden State. Well, it's not that far from us here in New York, but Nick Trigili, what's going on, Nick?
Ron Harris works for Muscular Development. He's like the nicest guy you could possibly meet. I don't know if you know Ron or not, but this guy Joe attacks him on the regular, like literally for years now. And Joe used to work for Muscular Development. I don't know if you know that or not.
Ron Harris is a nice guy until you're rivals with each other and then you don't like each other. I guess Jeffrey Dahmer was a nice guy to the people that he didn't try to fuck and then chop up and eat too, right? Listen, Ron Harris and I have a long history of pissing in each other's fucking cornflakes, all right? But I have a lot more credentials than he did, and I was higher in the pecking order while I worked at MD. I was a contributing editor of Muscular Development. He tries to downplay it. I was on staff in the office while Ron was in Massachusetts, working as a fucking freelancer, senior writer, okay? So I remember him being on some conference calls every month, editorial meetings Bleckman had. I was one of the people in there with the rest of the on-office staff that was in editorial. Ron used to be on the phone, and Per Bonnell, who when he was shooting for MD, was on the phone also on the conference call. I had more input than Ron. I was in Steve's ear. I was sitting right next to him at many of these meetings while Ron was sitting on speakerphone. Okay, so he can downplay it all he wants. And he knows the deal that I had the experience in being an editor. I ran 2 magazines, and I worked for Flex and did all of the ghostwriting of pretty much the same he did for MD and still does before I got to MD. I have a lot better fucking resume than Ron Harris. He can write 1 million articles. If they're all garbage, it doesn't fucking matter.
And he got fired. He lost his job there. And that's when he started this stupid MuscleSport shit.
Wrong.
And
no one's doing shit. Like, there's no way I'm putting my beliefs out there in Ron Harris's words. So
Yes.
they used to try to. There was a couple of times where they slipped it in there where there was things I didn't say, but that's how Bleckman is, though. He's a little scumbag.
Bro, I worked in office, so I was on site. Less than 2 years, but during the years of 2013 and most of 14, it was just shy of 2 years probably.
Right.
So I saw some things that I fucking, I already had this, my own company was been around since 08, but I kept it as a side gig.
And, for 3 years now, he's been harassing you. I mean, it's been crazy just because you denied an interview with him. And what do you?
Yeah, I know. Rich Piana is one of our columnists. We had him on the cover last year. Yeah, I know. Everybody's going to say I'm taking Rich Piana's side and this Mack Trucc Rich Piana thing. I don't fucking take sides. I really don't give a fuck who was right, who was wrong. That's what I don't know this Mack Trucc. I didn't know who the fuck he was until yesterday. And that's no slight to Mack Trucc. You don't know who the fuck I am either, probably. But regardless, I digress. Why I'm putting this video out is because Mack Trucc, I reached out to him when I reached out to Rich and Rich's guys while they were still at the LA Fit Expo. This happened on Saturday, and then on Sunday morning is when I first really kind of got wind of it on Instagram and online, the rest of the social media sites. And I reached out to Rich and a couple of his guys that I'm familiar with that, do stuff with us with the magazine. And I also reached out to Mack Trucc. I sent them a DM on Facebook and I believe on Instagram as well. And I did a story, Greg Valentino and myself, we did a special edition of the Greg and Joe Show yesterday, our podcast, and we had Caleb Green, Big C Green. He's one of the 5% guys. He was actually there in the middle of this fight. I posted the thing on Instagram, and I tagged Mack Trucc, and then, I said the real story about what happened is the name of the episode of the podcast, and Mack Trucc, or somebody under Mack Truck's Instagram account, posted saying, you don't have the real story until you talk to me, cuz. And I responded and tagged him as well so he can, see the tag because it was on my post, not his. And I said, we reached out and DM'd you. Here's my email. I would love to get, comments from you on this. Like I said, I'm not here to fucking take sides. I'm here to report something that's hot, and I want to get fucking hits out of it.
Harassing him for 3 years? I think the video that you just saw kind of goes against what that is, and that was from that time.
What do you think it is that? What do you think his problem is with you? Just because of that, or is it something deeper than that?
He's obsessed with
Has he ever
me.
personally messaged you or anything?
Yeah, he did all that, and I blocked him.
Wrong. No, Mac, you didn't block me.
Was he like attacking you or like?
Once he asked for the interview, I was like, no, like I don't want to interview after this whole expo thing. I'm like, you haven't reached out to me. He didn't reach out to me none before,
He just wanted views.
So, he was doing the little articles on Rich in the magazines.
Yeah.
Not once reached out.
Had nothing to do with Rich though.
No. And so then when he did reach out, like, I want to do a interview with you about the expo and this and that, and was like, I don't really like Rich anyway either. So I guess he thought by him downplaying Rich that I was going to be like, oh, okay, let's do it. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do it with you. I don't want to do an interview.
Right.
So immediately after that, he just started like looking for people that have something bad to say about me.
Right.
To do the interview with them. Like he had like maybe 4 or 5 different people's on doing interviews, talking shit about me.
Well, they're nobodies though. They're just like literally nobodies. Like they're just
nobodies at all.
Random people.
I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you the whole thing with Matt Trucc. Now, I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm a little confused of how the whole thing started. So instead of speculating and trying, there's all these videos by these third parties, which I don't even want to bother watching. I'm going to go right to the horse's mouth. What was the story? What happened? I did see the videos where you guys were hanging out in New York together. It looked like everybody was on the same page. What happened?
The situation with I and Mac Trucc is, I think, is really with me and Mac Trucc. Really, I just think our lines got crossed. There was a very strong misunderstanding between him and I, which escalated to a very negative outcome. And as of right now, I can no longer entertain that because that's not fitness for me. I didn't come here to bring that type of energy to the fitness community. But from my understanding, it kind of stems from us not being able to work out with Mac Trucc. When we went out there at the fitness expo, he felt the way about that. He felt that he came to New York and he showed us love, and when we came to LA, we didn't show him love.
Okay.
So that's where that whole situation kind of stormed from. But me personally, I think it could have been something we could have handled on the phone as men instead of putting it on social media.
Yeah.
And getting to this point. Because to be honest with you, me and Mac had a personal relationship. We developed a personal relationship in a short period of time that I've known him. So I personally didn't expect that from him to take this to social media, and it was a surprising blow because someone that I truly built a relationship with, if I have a problem with them, I normally pick up the phone and speak to them.
Yeah.
He wasn't a stranger to me, and I wasn't a stranger to him.
You know how I got in touch with Gym Gang? My buddy Christian Christophe, who I've known for years from the muscular development forums when those things were actually good, probably back 2006, 2007. That's how long I know Christian. He's a New Yorker like myself. He liked the Gym Gang, and he said, hey, yo, these guys are right in your backyard. Why don't you, get a hold of them, do an interview and stuff with them. They're cool dudes. That's how I got a hold of Gym Gang.
I reached out to him like, yo, Mac, is there beef? And Mac can't say I didn't. I called Mac. At this point, I'm like, yo, we still family. So we could do that. You know what I mean? He said nobody promoted my clothing, nothing. So I'm saying to myself, yo, when you was in New York, you never gave me nothing from 18-wheeler. The only thing I recall that Mac sent was Gym Gang A. Gym Gang A, he sent her clothing. You sent it to her. Like, I don't get it. You know what I mean? You send it to her. And then I seen it posted on Gym Gang P page. And I said, when did that happen? You know what I mean? Like, how you running with the fellas, but you vibing with the females. And that's OPP. That's other people's property, my nigga. So we don't keep it real too, man, you know what I mean? That's OPP, you know what I mean? And I remember we was in a bar throwing back on the patrol. Mac had asked me about her. I said, that's OPP. He knew somebody was going with her. OPP. You know what I mean? He knew. So now I'm saying to myself, when did y'all have this conversation where you was sending her clothes, but you ain't sending them to the bros? That's not the way. That's a backdoor move. So I start saying to my mans, and I'm like, yo, Mac he fucking with niggas in gym gang outside the circle? Like the immediate circle, you know, the forefathers. So I'm like, yo, what's up with this dude? He reaching. You know what I mean? But I realized that's what he does. You know what I'm saying? So when he says somebody DM his wife, okay, I'm not even gonna front. I didn't know nothing about it, but even if it did happen, because it did happen, and I'm not saying it did happen, that was done to fuck with him purposely. Once he sent the shit to the girl. Green light everything. I'm gonna keep it buck. I'm gonna keep it real. I didn't know about it, but when I heard about it, I was like, fuck it. The kids could get it too. It's raw. Fuck it. The dog get it. We killing your roaches. We exterminating everything in your crib. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Because niggas be fair to realize, right? When you want to start the war, everything's green light. See, that's why, you know, at the end of the day, don't start no shit if you can't take losses. Because the game comes with losses. So now you get on TV all mad and hype, yo, they come in my family. You know, it's a no-fight zone. You was OPP, man. So, how you made the first move, which was a detrimental move, and then when a nigga counteract your move, you turn around and go to the people, the screenshots. Look what they did to me. You know what I'm saying?
So, and so I thought it was over after he did the whole gym game, getting them, and he be laughing and like, so what, like nobody can honestly say anything negative about me because I don't do anything.
Yeah, what are they gonna have against you?
Yeah, so, you know, and then he's constantly feeding the guy to be more and more aggressive. So it went as far as the dude was saying, like, you like, so what about Mac's wife and kids? What about if they're wrong? So the dude.
Well, like I just showed, I was not the one to bring up Mac's family. And anyone who watches my shows knows that I always say never go after somebody's job, their wife, their kids, their cousins, their neighbors, their pets. I don't give a... Listen, I always say aim for the fucking tree trunk, not the branches. I don't go after people's families. Now, was I laughing when Brolic did it? I was laughing because Brolic's he's got a great delivery. I mean, that guy could probably be fucking stand-up comic. He's really so funny. Plus, he and I kind of hit it off because he's law enforcement like I was. Oh, we'll get into that. Don't worry.
So the dude was like,
why is he trying to get so personal? Why is he trying to get so personal though? Like, why is he...
Right. So he was just digging and digging. So the dude was like, oh, his wife and kids could get it too. Like, ain't nobody safe. So right then, that's why they can't come to the West Coast.
Oh,
they can't come to Cali. They can't come to Vegas. They can't go to Arizona. Because right then, that dude tongue spoke death.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and he thought it was funny. He was promoting it and shit.
I'm not quite sure if Mac's referring to me or the gym gang guys as can't go to the West Coast anymore. But if it is me, Mac, I've been to the West Coast twice a year, every year, LA Fit Expo and the Olympia, before, during this time, and since then, up until as recently as this past LA Fit Expo in 2020. I was at the Chaos Nutrition booth. So I'm not really sure if you meant me or not, but there was also another time at the LA Fit Expo, and we're going to talk about that when you guys bring it up in a little bit, where I was standing at your booth right in front of you and talking to one of your fucking buddies who's also a friend of mine, believe it or not.
So then he just did another one, a literally small click. What is Mac Trucc problem with Generation On? And, you know, y'all that desperate to where y'all get Mac Trucc, really? I'm like, come on, dude.
I know.
Get your old ass up. I'm like, your
who the fuck are you anyway?
Talk about Generation Iron's decision to interview Mac Trucc, and Vlad asking some, I don't know, Vlad, you're better than that. Your channel's better than that. You guys are the best in the business as far as production and even content, yet in the names you bring on. Having Mac Trucc and asking him a question about Piana's drug use, I mean, I didn't even fucking like Piana at the end of our business relationship. But come on, man. A little fucking integrity as a journalist. That's, you don't need hits that bad, bro. Especially from Matt fucking Trucc. I mean, come on, give me a fucking.
His channel is clearing 300 views, and the only reason why that one video got to 2,000 or over 2,000 is because I mentioned his name.
I was going to say, that's the only reason why. The only reason why.
Not quite sure why you're laughing, Nick, about clearing 300 views. Max got better numbers than both of us, so I'm talking to Nick's numbers now. You have 3,000 more subscribers, and I'm showing the screenshots. I have 17,000, you have 20,000. But I have over 3 million views. You're still in the twos, bro. 6 1/2 dozen. I think we're pretty much on even ground with that. So,
yeah. So I'm like, I wouldn't have never known about it if nobody would have sent me the clip, because I'm like, who is this?
The only reason I know who he is because I used to be with Muscular Development when I was a bodybuilder, and he worked there, and then I kind of just knew what he was doing because of the people telling me, and I never knew him because he did anything special or did some outlandish content or anything.
Right.
So,
but you also know who I am because you're on my show, right, Nick?
Right.
So, he does his videos that he says and he's in his studio. It's in his mother-in-law's house. in a bedroom because he has no money. Like, that's his studio. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Right. That ain't no fucking studio. He don't even have his own shit.
You don't have your own shit. You have nothing.
I gotta give them credit. This one was pretty fucking funny. I was laughing my balls off. The only problem is, the only reason why Nick knows that is because I told him that after we did our interview. The one he seems to have forgotten all about. That wasn't that long ago, a couple of years ago. This has been a joke amongst the MSM family for years now. So people on the inner circle, most of the people that work with me, they know where, and I joke around about it. I call it the sprawling campuses of the MuscleSport LLC, headquarters, and I needed to take an elevator and an escalator to get to the West Wing to get into the studio portion. I joke about it. It's not an 8x10, it's a 10x10, but Cliff Notes version of why I need this place to broadcast from. I had to give up my old home office and my whole first floor because I'm a good son-in-law. My mother-in-law, for health reasons, needed to move in to our house because my wife needed to do more hands-on care of her. She couldn't do alone. She's also a widow, and she's got a lot of health issues, like I said. So I ended up utilizing a part of the condo that she still owns because I was, I had to give up where I was working from, where I was, going to do all of this cool stuff from. So yeah, you can laugh about it, but there's another reason. I can, if I really wanted to go and get a place to rent the place out, I could do that. I'm just a cheap fucking guinea bastard. And that's another joke amongst the family. Everybody, I joke about everything. I have fucking total transparency. All right. So I'll show pictures of this place. Is it great? No. Does it do the job? Yeah. Does it help fucking me save money? You're damn fucking straight it does. All I need is a fucking room. I got a green screen. I got fucking 4-way lighting system. I got some mics. I got some stands here. And guess what? I joke around about it. Maybe if you guys, I don't know, homework, Nick?
When I was doing my homework on the interviews before I interviewed you, you have nothing. You have no guests on. You just go, you talk to weird people.
Wrong. Yeah. Actually, there have been guests in the studio. I mean, Greg Valentino and I used to do Greg and Joe TV from here. And we've had different people come here, guests. Eugene Mission, he's a local IFBB pro bodybuilder out here, cool fucking dude. Wayne D'Amelia, who used to run the fucking whole IFBB, and now he's with the Physique America thing. Ooh, you can't say his name, I can. And Grandmaster Flash Melly Mel was here. I mean, listen, we've had people here. It's not like it was tight, I ain't gonna lie, but do I really need to go into what guests I've had over the years? Nick, I've been doing this since you were in high school probably. I've been a professional sports writer since 2005. 5 Super Bowls I've covered in person. The most recent one, 2019. All right, I've interviewed Peyton and Eli Manning and Derek Jeter because I covered all sports as well. So to say that, oh, he doesn't get anybody to interview in the studio now, I really don't care. Been there, fucking done that, bro.
Yeah.
Shit about he badmouths bodybuilding, but meanwhile bodybuilding supports his like little whatever the fuck he's doing, whatever it is.
Right.
You're gonna bash bodybuilding? Like,
Nick, I gave you accolades during our interview because I said you actually have the balls not to fucking kiss the powers that be's ass. That's why I like the show. That's why I asked you to come on my show, because I thought we had some synergy over there.
Yeah, and it's like, and if I start digging into his life and let everybody know that he's a fucking pedophile and all of this,
bro, it's disgusting. Disgusting.
It's like, now I'm the bad guy because you want to fuck with kids.
Wrong.
Hello, my dear handsome Joe. Here wearing your lovely t-shirt. I'm very happy. I'm very happy talking with you, showing the view you love. I can't believe I'm actually in your t-shirt. I'm very happy about it. Send you lots of kisses. Love you lots. Mwah.
Now this one is confusing me. This is like a Dwight Gooden fucking curveball in 1985 here. Pedophile? I don't know. There has never been a guest on any of my lives or things that I've done in person or in the studio that have been underage girls. Complete opposite, actually, because a lot of the MSM family breaks my balls because they say I have too many old fucking chicks on the fucking show. I'm 52. When I was 20, I used to like older broads. They would bang easier. I didn't have to take them out and spend money. Remember Cheap Jenny? So when I was in Brooklyn, I loved those fucking old lady clubs, we used to call them, because it was easier to fucking drop a load over there. So I guess just as I got older, then, you know, to me, that's just the norm, if you will. So it's the exact opposite. Pedophilia has nothing to do with saying a girl looks fucking good.
Bro, he's creepy. He hits on girls like he's like 70 years old. Like, what are you doing? Like, he has them on his videos. He's like, "Oh, you look so hot bending over, and like you look hot in that shirt. Oh, give me the angle from above underneath you." Like, I sent you this video I just watched. I don't know if you saw it. I had to turn it off. I was like, I feel so violated watching this.
Speaking about feeling violated,
Wow. No, I
He's an
haven't checked
ex-cop
it out.
on top of it. An ex-cop. For whatever reason, I don't know why he got fired, but like...
Wrong. Here comes another Dwight Gooden deuce right down the fucking middle while I'm waiting for a fastball. Fired? Where'd you get that from, Nick? And Mac, because you guys are both, you know, having a fucking laugh over this one. No, I was not fired, okay? The exact opposite. I retired fucking decorated fucking sergeant, 2 fucking promotions. I was a fucking detective, and I retired as a sergeant. I got fucking a rack of medals. I have a fucking pension. And guess what? Doing this fucking job is a hobby for me. That's why I don't give a fuck. I'm doing it for fun. It has nothing to do with fucking paying the bills, because I got a fucking pension for the rest of my fucking life. And if I got fired, I wouldn't have that pension. And I would have to be working a real fucking job. I'm doing this because I can do whatever I want. I come and go as I please. I tell dick jokes 3 times a week on Instagram Live. I got the family fucking laughing. We meet at the fucking Arnold or the Olympia. We drink and we fucking act like a bunch of fucking jerk-offs together. We have a fucking pisser. I've forged a lot of good friendships from people that just watch these stupid shows that I do. It's supposed to be entertaining because bodybuilding is boring as fuck.
Just a creepy, weird dude. I don't know what his problem is.
And
so after you blocked him, he never bothered you again after that, right? He never was able to get in touch with you?
No, he knows not to get in touch with me because like I have no outlets for him. So what did happen, the last guy he interviewed that was like kind of dissed me, which was Maverick. So Maverick tried to get in touch with Viking.
Yeah,
and he tried to get in touch with Psycho. He tried to get in touch with Psycho.
Yeah.
Like, oh, tell Mac to call me because he's so-called threatened me and he's gonna get banned from the expos and this and that. I'm like, dude, I'm not getting banned for no fucking expos. I'm like, he just need to keep that same energy because I didn't know that he felt that way towards me.
Yeah.
I'm like, when I see you, it was never an issue, but yet you get a chance to have an interview on a very small half a channel and you're talking all this tough shit.
Mack Trucc went and had his. I don't know Mack Trucc. He went and he had 18-wheelers clothing line or something. I think I saw at the 2018 Expo.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're doing that, continue to do that. But he's not doing that now. He's doing his bodybuilding and he's signed with a different company. That is not the 5% mentality. That is now you working for somebody else.
Yeah, I gave Generation Iron and Mack Trucc some shit because I thought they were doing a little gutter and slinging mud with that interview. Especially Vlad straight out asked him about party. You know, do you know Rich doing party drugs? And like you even said before, you never saw him do it. You don't know what the fuck he did. You know, so right. I just think that was kind of a fucking low blow. And my business relationship ended on a sour note with Rich. So I'm not like protecting Rich because he did stuff with our company and stuff. It ended bad, but I mean, it ended. That's it. It was business. It's no big deal. It's not the fucking end of the world. So I'm just looking at it objectively, and especially as a journalist, like to ask a question like that 2 years after a fucking guy died. To Mack Trucc, who obviously has an axe to grind with him because of their fucking physical fight. That's fucking shit. That's a shitty job by them, and I don't know. That's why I was glad that you came on straight out and said you don't know what the fuck he was doing. You never seen him do that stuff. That's it's none of your business. You don't fucking know if he did it or not.
And nobody does know. And even if you saw him doing something, do you know that that's fucking coke he's snorting? Do you know if that's a fucking meth that he's taking? What the fuck? You don't fucking know.
Yeah, he did. I think
people love to motherfucking speculate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They love to think the worst of fucking people because that's what fucking causes gossip. That's what causes fucking driving forces for them to be whatever. You know, it's the crack of shit. And at the end of the day, if motherfuckers are mad, guess what? The truth is the fucking truth. And that's what I'm speaking is the fucking truth.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
No. Now, also on this investigation, I know that his mom, Christine, I do talk to her, and I know she feels that she wants some type of closure of the actual cause of death.
Of course.
Right.
Also one that don't have no issue with you.
Right.
So now you're willing to take a risk of having a potential issue with somebody that didn't do anything to you. All because you're trying to look good in your interview to get some laughs out of this fucking this pedophile.
I know, and meanwhile, that guy's not even in our sport. Like, he's nothing, you know? So why put yourself in jeopardy like that?
Right. You know, so...
For 300 views, you know?
For 300 fucking views.
Or for any views, like, relatively, you know? I think it's just, like...
He's
it's just
sad,
so
dude.
sad. Like, I was upset that Kid Maverick did that. I heard about it, but I'm like, what the fuck? That's weird.
I'm like, dude, I did nothing to you. Nothing to no one.
Nothing.
And so him and pedophile Joe get together and found the perfect opportunity to throw darts, you know, at people. And Joe, he know for a fact he would not say nothing like that he's saying in anyone's face that he's been talking shit on.
No.
We might be able to find that out, Mac, because I'll be at the Anaheim Fit Expo with the Chaos Nutrition booth. And you can ask Viking if you don't recognize me. Viking knows me. That's the friend I was telling you about. Because at the 2018 Fit Expo, if I really wanted to interview you that bad, I had two people ask me. My buddy Rob, who was helping me out videoing, and Viking. I was standing at your booth. I took a picture with Viking. You're seeing it here. All right. So if I really wanted to interview you that bad, wouldn't I have done it then?
You know, if we get his mother-in-law address and the keys to the house, go in that bedroom and flip his laptop over, he's going to be out of business. You know, we put some gum on the camera lens of his laptop, he's going to be out of business. His studio it'll be tarnished off us just shutting his laptop down.
Just disconnect the internet on him. He's done.
Yeah, like we go cut take the Wi-Fi box. Now he got to move his studio to Starbucks.
Again, I tip my cap. Those are pretty fucking funny. Those lines. I'm glad you're having a laugh at my expense. But where are you guys broadcasting from? Doesn't exactly look like the Carson set and for the Tonight Show either. I don't know, guys. I got this, you got that.
But people don't actually side with him. Like, people aren't against you, right? No, there's no way.
And that's the thing. There's nobody believing anything that you're talking about or your interviewers.
Yeah.
Nobody is believing that shit. And he's still trying. I don't know. Maybe YouTube might be sending on that $40 a month out or something. He needed.
The reason honestly, like, the reason I brought this up to you and wanted to talk about it wasn't because like this is the first time. It's because it's done this to everybody. Like,
right.
He's done it to PJ and Aaron from Iron Mag Labs. He's done it to Ron. He's done it to me. He's done it to you. He's done it to
Wrong.
And of course, PJ Braun. What's up, guys?
How are you? This is, by the way, the only print magazine that I sponsor anymore. You really are the only one now, so
thank you. With the man himself, Aaron Sigeman. What's going on, Aaron?
Oh, not much, man. It's been a big success here so far. We're only here, an hour or two so far, and people are lining up, buying stuff, excited, telling me they love all the stuff.
The most hypocritical thing that Louis Marco said in his interview with Joe Pietro was, quote, "I don't interact with people who swear." Oh, you don't? You did an interview for 1 hour with probably the most foul-mouthed guy in our bodybuilding industry, Joe Pietro. God bless you, Joe. I said it early in the show. You're a breath of fresh air. It's not an insult. It's a compliment, my friend. But Louis, okay, he's the most foul-mouthed guy, okay? He's the guy that uses language that you would consider improper. But yet you decided to do a 1 hour interview with him criticizing me. Case closed. Dave Palumbo, rxmuscle.com.
I never swear. I don't interact with people who swear.
Holy fuck, Greg. Look who we're being joined by right now on Skype from Florida. Everybody's from fucking Florida but us. Angela Salvagno. Holy fuck.
Yeah, baby.
Angela, I'm going to ask Greg and our videographer, Colleen, to leave the room because I need to grab my cock right now. I have a confession to make, Angela.
Please.
Getting ready for this interview this morning, I jerked off to one of your Melissa Dealt With It videos.
Those are a few clips with the people that Nick mentioned, that I do this to everybody. PJ Braun and Aaron, I know both of them for years. I met PJ the first time at the MD Barbecue in 2009 at Strong and Shapely Gym in New Jersey. Greg Valentino introduced me to PJ, and I've known him ever since then. And he advertises with MuscleSport. And here's a new issue. I checked her ID. Angela Salvagno is old enough to do porn.
God knows how many other people. I lost count. And I'm like, this guy, I'm just sick and tired of his shit. Like, it's like.
But the thing is, this is the thing, Nick. He's doing it, and I never want to make it seem like I'm better than anyone, but he's doing it to everybody that's over his level. We're in a different pay grade from him. And all he's doing is throwing stones at us when he live in a glass house. You know.
What exactly is the scale of the level or pay grade in the bodybuilding media world, guys? I'm not really sure. I don't think it's that high, to be honest with you, judging by who's out there doing this thing. But like I was telling you before, I don't need to do this. I could do all of the stuff I used to do. I did a lot of suit and tie, armed security, bodyguard things, private investigator, and I'm not talking about hiding in trees. I did some good fucking high-end stuff. I once fucking went to Mexico to follow a fucking guy around. And they have juice there in delis. I bought Ready Jacks of test. So I could do that again if I want. I just don't feel like sitting in my car for many hours and working nights and weekends. I like to do what I want to do. So that's why I'm doing this fucking nonsense.
You know, it's like he need to really stop before all of his dark demons come out of the closet and we really find out why he got fired from the police force, and you know they get a whiff of that. He really out here on these underage girls.
What would those dark demons be, Mac? Well, since we've already established that the whole pedophile thing was just complete fucking nonsense, I think both of you guys have a lot more fucking dark demons than I do, and it's not exactly hard to find them either.
Yep.
You know, like
he hits on all of them all the time, like all the time.
Yeah,
like
he's creepy. I hope he don't have any granddaughters.
No, God.
Yeah.
Hope he doesn't have a daughter. Forget about the granddaughters. Hope he doesn't have kids. Like, can you imagine having that guy as your dad? That's fucking
man.
That's weird shit.
Yeah.
Nope, no granddaughters, no grandsons. I do have a daughter and a son, though. They're both adults now, but come on, guys. You were doing okay with the mother-in-law jokes. Those were fucking funny. At least you had me on something. This...
Yeah.
I can't even watch a whole interview.
Nah, you got to speed through it, and then I try to go through the comments to see if they put a time on.
Oh, right. Timestamp. Yeah,
you
so
know,
find out where it is.
Yeah.
I know when I was doing my homework on the interviews before I interviewed you, because I wanted to see all the stuff that was said, I was like, I can't even watch this. I was like,
you're gonna go to sleep.
It's so bad. Production values suck. Everything sucks. It was terrible.
There's the time where Nick says it, live time, where he says the homework line, which apparently he didn't do, because we've already pointed out all of his inconsistencies and all of that stuff. But come on, Nick, production, I said it earlier, it's still the same. We're equal. If anything, I'm going to say I'm better than yours. I mean, look at the green screen I got going on now, and look what you got. Come on, bro. No. Next.
And it sucks because he tried to make it seem like he has this elaborate studio, and to kind of find out he's in a 8x10 bedroom.
not even his own home. Like that.
No.
Where the fuck he lives? I don't even know where he lives. He live there for all I know.
With a nightstand and a tablet. He don't even have a laptop. He has a tablet. All we got to do is go in there. If we find an address, we just need to break his tablet, and he'll be out of business for like the next 6 months.
So his YouTube money built up, so you can buy a new iPad.
yeah. That $40 going to build up real nice.
Oh my God, it's too funny.
Man.
Is there anything else you want to add before we? Because you told me a lot. I didn't expect you to open up like this much to me, so I really appreciate it. I mean, we talked about some good stuff. I mean,
well, the thing is, with you straightforward. You call people's on it. So I'm like that, and I'm gonna be like that with my interviews. Yeah. So that's why I pick and choose who I want to interview with.
Yep.
So it's only right to just be transparent and honest.
And I mean, the problem is, bro, if you knew the amount of angry fucking little minion people in the sport I get because I talk so open, everyone's like, you can't say that. Don't do that. You're ruining people's lives. And I'm like, bro, I'm just making a podcast, and I have people on, and they talk, and I want to comment on things. That is not my fault. People dig their own graves in this fucking sport. They literally do.
Yeah.
They dig their own graves.
Yeah,
don't fuck up. Just don't fuck up.
Yeah, they're used to the fakeness, dude. The real is back. We're back. Real is back.
Yes.
So it's up to us to continue being real. And it's another.
So there you have it. That's the Nick and Mac version of keeping it real. As you can see, they didn't keep much real. I just totally dismantled every fucking point that they made. And it wasn't hard. All I had to do was a little homework.
I'm gonna speak Italian tonight. Go ahead.
Nicola, sono deluso da te. Prendendone uno su un collegio italiano. Dire bugie per compiacere un persemeda.